All right, I think we're live here. Hey there, everybody. It's Rev Kev here. It's quiet Monday evening in my house. Home all alone. Everybody is out doing what they're doing. I just thought I'd jump on here and get a little painting done. I'm working on my Captain Rex armor. I It's interesting as I'm getting ready to start doing this thing on my YouTube channel with my Captain Rex, remembering the Clone Wars. I was looking at some pictures of my armor, and at the same time, I was watching episodes of Rebel again. And even though I was happy originally with how I weathered it, um, just was kind of feeling like it wasn't dark enough. It wasn't gritty enough. It was still just a little too clean, still just a little too white compared to what we see with Captain Rex. Um, I figured I would just spend tonight, since it's a nice quiet evening, just to touch this up a little bit. And figured I would do this here and see if anyone wants to join. So feel free to comment and let me know that you're here in the chat below. And yeah, I'm just going to get started. Basically, this is really, like, it's not rocket science for how I'm doing this at all. I'm literally using acrylic paint that I just picked up from the dollar store. And I kind of just water this down a little bit with some water. Obviously, water it down with some water. Brilliant. And but what I'm doing is I've got a laptop here in front of me. You can't see it here in the actual camera shot. But I've got some YouTube videos of Captain Rex in one of my other windows. So if I don't answer, if someone does pop on and I don't answer your chat right away, it's because I'm looking at it on another screen over here as well. So literally what I just do is I pour a bunch of the paint into my palette, and then just just get the water over here. I'll bring it a little closer to me and just kind of water it down a little bit. And the beauty is when I actually built the armor, I sandpapered it a lot. I kind of scratched it all up just to kind of give it that worn out type of look to it. See, and the beauty of, like I said, I'm looking at a picture of Captain Rex over on my laptop over here that you can't see. Kind of see where on a TV show they've got it really dark. You kind of put it on, and then you just kind of smudge it off as well. And you get a really nice weathering effect this way. So Captain Rex looks like he took some kind of hit on the right side of his armor, because the right side has got some pretty big damage all up in here. So we'll just kind of keep darkening that up here. And hey, Steven, thanks for joining me. Good to have you here tonight. Okay, my dog is now knocking over my camera because my dog is dumb and she goes everywhere where she's not supposed to go. So Paisley, come on, move. There, she just literally knocked over my camera. I spent all this wonderful time setting it up, and my dog comes and ruins it. Oh, she's a good dog. I love her, I guess. Ooh, that was a little too thick. Again, the beauty of it. Just kind of wipe it down before it takes. Sam's home. Hello.
Hi.
How's it going, Sam?
Good.
Good. Are you home with Mom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Are you live streaming?
I'm live streaming. Yeah. You want to say hi to YouTube?
No.
No? Okay. There's only 2 people watching, so.
Okay.
How was your day?
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, Stephen, I did. My son and I went and saw Captain Marvel yesterday. He liked it. I was, I found it really, really boring, to be honest. It was, yeah, And it has nothing to do with any of the social justice and all the kind of stuff that other people are complaining about. I just found the character, I just found it pretty dull.
Yeah, she was.
Hi,
Hi.
how's it going?
Oh boy, good. How are you?
Good. How's your dinner?
Very good.
Nice.
What are you doing? Are you like videoing me
Yeah,
right now?
no, you're not on the camera. I'm live streaming.
But you're talking to me.
I'm talking to you, but you can say hi to YouTube. You know.
Hi, YouTube. Really happy to see you.
Yeah, I'm happy to see you.
Okay. Great. I just threw my key.
Ah! You guys have a nice dinner? Yeah, cool.
Okay, baby.
Yeah, I love the look of this. It really just starts changing right away.
Well, Cameron took it out to wash the floor and left it outside. And it also. What are you doing, huh?
I'm just, I was looking at my armor, and I was looking at pictures of it, and I just felt it wasn't weathered enough compared to my old one.
Mm-hmm.
Like the old one just looked a little bit more beaten up.
And you didn't want to just go outside in our Canadian winter and do something that way?
No.
To weather it? For real?
No, no. How do you weather it? No, you know, it's costume weathering. You don't want to
Okay.
ruin it.
All right.
So it's all in how you paint it.
Okay.
Yeah. But thanks for the suggestion.
Is Cameron home?
He is not home, no.
When is he coming home?
He said he was out for dinner, and I haven't heard back from him yet, so. But I did set the TV up for you if you guys want to watch the movie.
Thank you.
It's all set up. You just got to click the rent button, and you're good to go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sammy? Got you cotton candy.
There, I think this is looking so much better already. Just to kinda... See, already, hopefully you can see in the camera here, you can see the difference. This is what I've just done here on this side, and this is the side I'm going to darken this up a little bit more again too. Again, the armor here, you know, Captain Rex, by the time, you know, in Star Wars Rebels, I'm not 100% sure of the timeline, but it's quite a while, so we want it to look like it's seen a lot of damage, it's seen a lot of battles, and he's just hung on to it for a long time. It's kind of interesting too, you know, have a still of the show in front of me too. I don't think the first time I painted it, I didn't do that. I kind of just did it off of kind of memory and things like that. So again, although I took some kind of bolt off onto the side on the left as well. Just keep on going. Alright, just check the chat here. Yeah, I have no clue when Cameron's coming home. He's my teenager, so he's got a little bit more freedom. So he'll come home when he comes home. It's the kids' March break this week, so everyone's schedule is a little bit all over the place since kids don't have any school all week. So there, you kind of see how this is coming out. So this armor is made out of ABS plastic. I had another armor that I had built by scratch. I built on my own out of foam, and which was a fun little project to build. But it couldn't hold up. It just couldn't hold up to a lot of trooping and a lot of, going to a lot of events. So I was getting a lot of positive feedback on cosplaying this guy, and so I wanted a costume that would have been a little bit more permanent. So that's why I decided to do it in the ABS plastic. So there's a guy I contacted, member of the 501st Legion, who makes clone armor, and he made me the bits to put together Captain Rex this way. So it's been great. The beauty of having the harder armor is this will last me a long, long, long time, which is great. And the quality of it was fantastic too. The guy did a really good job when he made it. So,
Sandy, you coming down?
yeah, this is making a big difference already. Yeah, it really stood out in the pictures I was looking at because I was kind of starting to play around with this. I was like, man, oh man, this is just way too clean. So, getting it a little bit more banged up this way, I think definitely worthwhile. Let's see what we got under here. That looks good. That looks good. Find the line a little bit better there. I like that. Now these shoulder bells, let's have a look over here. Again, this looks a little messier than what I've got it, so let's do a little bit more damage on here. Again, kind of following the still I have from Star Wars Rebels here on my laptop. This side over here seems to be a lot more damaged than I have it, so. Ooh, that's a little too thick. Get it off right away. All good. I like it. All right, that's looking slick. Now, it's funny, when I was looking at my back here, is decently weathered. When I was looking at pictures of it, it almost looked like the thing was pure white. Of course, now I'm thinking of some of the pictures. I'm looking at pictures that I was wearing before I weathered it. But there, let me see if I can find a picture of Rex back here. He turns his back in this episode here. He's talking to Jane in here, talking to Ezra and Zeb and Sabine. No, you don't see his back in that clip. Okay, let's do another search here, see if we can find a better clip here somewhere. Ezra talking about the old war. Oh, there was a good shot of his back. Hey, come on, missed. Perfect. Oh yeah, look at that. There's a lot more dark on that side, especially down all along here and along this back edge here. You've got a lot of damage back here, so making a mess. Hey, how's it going there, 3PO? Good to have you here. Dude, your video about going to see Captain Marvel was the funniest thing I have seen all month. Man, God bless you for doing that and having the guts to put that shirt on. You are a braver man than I am. Trust me. I actually showed the video to my wife and kids before Cameron and I left to go see, before we left to go see Captain Marvel, and I said, hey, you know, at least we don't have to do this, was pretty much the attitude. But man, hats off to you, it was awesome. I get asked all the time by people, is like wearing costumes like this, is it comfortable? And the answer is depends. I have a full Stormtrooper costume as well that I have as a member of the 501st Legion, and I could wear that thing all day, no problem, as long as the batteries in my fan, the batteries for the fan in my helmet don't die. It works out great. But the problem is you can't sit. Right, Stormtroopers don't sit, they never sit, they're always standing at attention. So if you can handle a full day, real question, what does your church think of this stuff? You want to know what? They actually really like it. They think it's kind of cool. I think they kind of like the fact that I'm not the traditional, can we say it, stuffy pastor, church leader. You know, I think it just shows I'm just a regular person. Like, you know, I don't consider myself holier or better than anybody else. They think it's great. And actually, we do a lot of events. The 501st Club, we actually use the church building to do events. We've actually used parts of the church that weren't being used to build all of our sets for Comic-Con. And so people would come in on Sunday, and there were all these giant Star Wars sets in this back room. We actually built a full-size replica of the Endor bunker that we were using to raise money for the children's hospital. No, sorry, we were making money for Make-A-Wish. We're making money for Make-A-Wish, and we were building it in the church building. And people would show up on Sunday, and there's this Endor bunker at the church. So they thought it was awesome. And have a good laugh over it. I actually have another group of friends, and they do superhero cosplays. And every summer in my church, I do a sermon series where I base what I teach on Sunday. I base it on movies, And so I was doing the Avengers one Sunday, and I called up all my buddies and I said, hey, I'll make a donation to the Children's Hospital. I'll make, donate $100 for every costume that shows up to take pictures of people when you come into church. And I had 5 different guys, I had Spider-Man and Hawkeye and Iron Man, all show up taking pictures with people. It was a real blast. Yeah, build a church in your area. You know what? Church planting in Florida? Sign me up. Get out of this Canadian winter. Ah. My front yard right now, we have almost 4 feet of snow. 4 feet of snow. It's crazy. That looks really cool. That looks a lot more like this still here that I have of Rex. That looks good. Yeah, the only drawback, and this is where us costumers from the 501st, this is where we become real nitpickers. I got actually this is because it's a good guy costume. It's the Rebel Legion, which is another costuming club that does the good guys. And they have different standards for approving the costumes. You build the costume, and then you have to kind of submit it to a team that kind of looks at it and evaluates it. Now, the costume's fully approved. I'm an official member. The guys looked at it based on their standards that they had, and they approved it. And what's really funny is, I wouldn't have approved it because it's not quite right. This armor that I have is actually season 1 Clone Wars. Season 1 of the Clone Wars. And old Captain Rex is wearing season 4, season 5 of Clone Wars. And they've made changes. The lines here were not as sharp. It had a little bit of a nicer slant over here. It wasn't just so cut. And this back plate was completely different. I actually had to cut this back plate off. The season 1 looked a lot more like Stormtroopers, where it had the 011 or 011 from the Stormtrooper. And so I had to completely rebuild this on my own in order to get approval. Looks fantastic. The average person would have no clue, but us total geeks that are totally into this stuff, well, we would totally know and see that it wasn't quite right. So. So I've been part of the 501st Legion for about 5 years now. And everyone's always said, because I'm a stormtrooper and I love being a stormtrooper. Being a stormtrooper is awesome fun. And people are like, oh, wouldn't you rather have a costume without a helmet on? And I'm like, dude, are you kidding? I'd hate to have a costume with no helmet because I don't look like anybody in Star Wars, right? I don't look like Han Solo. I don't look like Luke Skywalker. I don't look like, any of the Jedis or anything like that. And so I was like, no, that'd be silly. I don't look like any of these people, so I don't want to look like Kevin dressed up as Han Solo. I want to look like the character. And when was it? 2 summers ago, my daughter was the director for our soccer camp. So it was kind of like an event, excuse me, an event that we put on all the time for our community. And they had Crazy Hair Day. And I barely had any hair to begin with, so it was Crazy Hair Day. It was July. I was already on vacation, so I had a vacation beard going. And for fun, I shaved my head for Crazy Hair Day. And I shaved my head, and I had a stubble beard. And someone commented, "You look like old Captain Rex." And as soon as I heard that, I was like, that's hilarious. Hey, Drunks Repeal, I can only play Jabba the Hutt. 6'4", 265. There you go. Or you could be a Wookiee or a bounty hunter, someone, a little bit more badass or something like that. You could pull that off too. So anyway, so I put this joke on Instagram, kind of like this split picture, half me and then half old Rex, and say, hey, I think I could pull this off. Well, lo and behold, one of my good friends who's, part of the 501st, he says, sends me a text, and he goes, "I've made Captain Rex's guns. They're just poured in. He made the molds, and this is just resin. So they're just hard plastic. There's no moving parts. It's just a hard plastic mold that he poured into. And he said, if you build Captain Rex, I'll give you the guns." And the rest was history. I was like, free blasters? I'll do it. Give it a shot. And it was kind of a summer project where I just kind of built the whole armor in foam. And I went to Toronto's Fan Expo and premiered it. And I'm telling you, it was like being a rock star. Like everywhere that I went, I'm walking around the con and I could just hear everyone going, "Oh, it's Captain Rex, it's Captain Rex." Like my beard was a lot thicker, and I even have makeup. I put makeup in the beard to make it pop, to make it really look white. And everyone's like, "Oh my goodness, it's Captain Rex." And then little kids would come up to me, and they were just in love with Captain Rex, love the character. So I would, try to work on the accent. I'm not very good at it, but I'm trying to get better at it. And I'd be there like, "Hey there, little trooper," and kind of call them that. Or if I saw a kid dressed as a Jedi, I'd go, "General," "Sir, yes, sir," kind of thing. And ask them if they've seen any clankers around the con, If it was okay with their parents, I'd let them hold my blaster, take a picture with me. And ever since then, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm like so hooked. I'm gonna be Captain Rex at every con, every convention that I can get to. So I would so love to get down to Star Wars Celebration. Not gonna happen this year, but I'm hoping in 2 years when it's my 50th birthday. I'm hoping for my 50th birthday, family and I will all head down to wherever Celebration's going to be that year and finally get to a celebration. That would just be epic. I would love that. I'm looking at this still of old Rex, and it's really black under his armpits. So old Captain Rex, he's got the BO. He's got he's a soldier, I guess, and so he's got the real sweaty armpits or something. So maybe that's what all the black under here is from. But do that like that. How's that looking here? Yeah, and just a big shout out to, man, everyone in the Fandom Collective and Fandom Menace and all that. Like, man, I just love it. I just love how social media kind of brings like-minded people together and just share our love for all of this stuff and, and be open and honest about the stuff that frustrates us and the stuff that we're disappointed in, but also kind of still, just being a great community and supportive of everyone. Like I actually had this YouTube channel since like 2006, but I've never done anything with it. And then after just seeing a whole bunch of stuff about the Fandom Collective, I said, hey, you know what? I'm just going to start doing a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff and making Star Wars fun again. And man, in 3 weeks, like 55 followers and meeting a whole bunch of great people around the world. So just love it. So thank you so much for everyone. Thank you everyone for what you do in the community. I think it is just fantastic. A big believer in the importance of community. Hey there, Starwoke Inc. Nico. Great work, man. Looks awesome. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. And yeah, it's funny. My little bit of background. My background is actually science and math. I was a science major, math major in college. Worked in the computer industry for 15 years, and then went in and came to faith actually as an adult. And the church I started attending said, "Hey, you should become a pastor," and I believed them, and then kind of changed my job. But I've always been very artsy. I've always really loved art, art and painting and different things. But and my dad's an artist. My dad's an incredible painter, and but I've never found kind of my niche when it comes to art until I got into stuff like this. Okay. All right, hey, take care there, 3PO. Well, thanks for stopping in. I really appreciate you dropping in, and that means a lot to me. Have a great evening. So yeah, so I love hobbies where I can kind of combine a whole bunch of interests at the same time. So something like this, you know, it combines, you know, the community aspect. I love kind of going out into the community. You know, we raise money for different children's charities all around the city here. So we get to be a part of stuff like that. It's part art, like obviously, you know, I get to learn a whole bunch of different techniques and different things like this. And so I really have enjoyed that. And it's Star Wars. So it really does hit on kind of everything that I'm interested in. You know, get a little artsy, get some Star Wars in here, get some involvement in the community, raise some money for some great charities. And so for me, that's win, 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 win. Okay, I'm just gonna switch windows over here. Let's see what I got over here on Rex. So Rex, going to that, he's got, man, oh yeah, he's got a lot more damage back here than what I got. So it's like completely scorched back here, according to the still I've got here. So. Yeah, the back of his armor here, according to this picture, is like, there's parts of it where it almost looks black. How's that looking? Looking like it's bleeding down there. So what I'm going to be doing, the reason I'm really kind of working on this, if you're watching this, I'm going to start, the plan is for the first week of April, or early April, I don't want to say the first week, early April, is I'm getting ready to start a new segment on my YouTube channel called Captain Rex Remembers. And really what I want to do is I'm getting ready for when the new episodes of Clone Wars come out, but I want to review the Clone Wars, but in character as Captain Rex. So I'm actually writing it out. So certain buzzwords that I'm going to say as if the war was, you know, real, sort of real, is kind of the way I'm reviewing the episode. And so I'm going to just start getting ready for this and practicing using the existing Clone Wars series. So I'm not going to do every episode because that would just take a little bit too long. But if you have a favorite episode of the Clone Wars that you would like me to review as Captain Rex, then just put in the comments below what your favorite episode is, and I'll add it to my list. And then we'll I'll be sure to add that. So I've started kind of writing some scripts already of what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with the movie, actually the original Clone Wars animated movie that was released in theaters. And then going to start putting it together. I've had a few people start to contact me about some of their favorite episodes that I'm going to do. So I think it's going to be a real hoot. And the beauty is I've got, you know, kind of looking at improving kind of the gear, maybe getting a better camera, get some better lighting. But we'll kind of play it one step at a time. So. This is definitely looking a lot more worn out, looking a lot more like you see in the show. He was just looking a little too clean. It's time to make Captain Rex a little bit dirtier, a little bit more smashed up. And then the forearms. Starting to work out a little bit more. Got to get the guns a little bit bigger. what I did is I even notched it. I don't know if you can see this in here, but you know, when you watch the Clone Wars, you can see Captain Rex has got the notches, kind of, and people have always wondered, like, what is this? Is that like the number of robots, you know, droids that he's taken out? And I read something, I can't remember where I read it, but it was, no, these were the number of his brothers that he served with who died on mission with him. So, and it couldn't have just been any clone. I think it was kind of high-ranking clones that he was close to. And he kind of would put a little mark in his armor for every one of them that died to remember his fallen brothers. And so I actually did that. So I actually took a Dremel when I made this and kind of carved the numbers in there like that. So there, just to mess it up just a little bit more, give it a little bit more oomph. Really want it to look weathered, like he's gone through hell and back in the wars. That, well, that looks so much better already. I'm thrilled with that. I think this is going to look great. Cool, and again, the beauty of what I love about this armor, again, being plastic, what I do is I actually have this special, you know, kind of you know, what's it called? Under Armour. So Under Armour shirt that I wear underneath, I actually have to trim it because when you see pictures of Rex, it's all skin up here, so you don't see any black. So I actually have to trim the shirt down so that you just see skin, just like you do in the show. And this literally just sits nicely on my shoulders. It's very flexible, easy to move in. I can actually raise my arms kind of pretty high, so I got some mobility. So when I want to interact with kids and different things like that. Yeah, it is. It's, yeah, made of plastic. Totally made of plastic. The first one I had was originally made of foam, and the paint started cracking because the foam just doesn't hold well, and the paint doesn't hold to the foam. So that's why I went with the ABS plastic. The guy vacuum forms it. He makes the full clone armor, but all I bought from him was I bought the chest, the back, the arms, and the belt. But I had to kind of custom make the belt because old Rex's pouches were a little different than the clones, so I had to make these, and these are just made out of plastic cord and just some pleather that I got, you know, at some fabric store real cheap. And what I also did, and this was kind of like, you know, where, you know, you get a little bit of experience when you do this after a while, is I made it so it opens, so I can put my wallet in here. So if I'm at a con and I'm in costume and I see something that I want to buy, I actually have my wallet. So I can put my wallet in one side, and then over the other side, I put my cell phone, so I can take pictures of me with other people that I see at the con. Because usually when I'm in my Stormtrooper costume, I have no place to put anything or to store anything, so save a lot of money that way when I go to Comic-Con, because I can't access any money easily. So yeah, so this literally just sits on there, and then the pants were easy to make. They were just baseball pants. So I got, you know, went to a sporting goods store, picked up some baseball pants, made the knee pads, sewed that on, learned how to sew. Sewing's actually really easy, right? All you have to do is just think of sewing as another power tool. Right, sewing machine, just another power tool. Learn how to use it, piece of cake. Put it all together, get the blasters, got the holsters. The holsters are made out of foam. And yeah, good, better than putting money in the sock, absolutely. And then I actually I don't have the official Clone Trooper boots. That's the last piece that I need that I would like to get to make it a little bit more authentic, just for my level of detail that I like. But I just use my Clone Trooper, my Stormtrooper boots, which are these 1970 disco boots, that some guy made that I bought online. And you just I made a little flap to go on top of them to make it look a little bit more like clone boots. And then Captain Rex was good to go. All in all, it just took me about a week of work to put all of it together, and really wasn't all that expensive. Like the whole costume in total, I think, was less than $500. So I was thrilled because some of these costumes, they can really add up. And so yeah, so that's painting Captain Rex this evening. Very, very happy with that. I think, move that out of the way here. See that? I think that looks really nice and weathered good. Stretch that off a bit. Shoulder bells. Nice detail back there. Nice runoff. And it's kind of cool what I like about it. I kind of intentionally painted it. So it kind of looks almost animated. So I did, because it's an animated show. So I kept some of the streaks that you see in the characters and the palette, the way that they made the episodes. When can we expect to see you in the reviews? I'm hoping to have the reviews done, to start in early April. I'm working on scripts now, working on the gear, putting everything together, writing up some quick reviews. Ideally, because I don't want them to be longer than like 8 minutes is what I'm kind of aiming for, kind of these 8-minute reviews. So I may even take an episode and break it up into parts. Like if there was a really good episode with a lot of moving parts in it, I'll break up the review into different parts. But the goal is to start pumping these out in early April. So that's the plan. And hopefully we'll stay on target. Anyway, so I guess that's about it for this evening there. I'm going to sign off, but thank you so much for those of you who've joined me. If you like this, if you would hit that subscribe button so you get notifications when I'm back on, I really appreciate it. And and again, just in the comments, put in your favorite episode of the Clone Wars, making a list, checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty or nice. And hey, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for the comments, everyone. And we will see you soon. May the force be with you, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.